What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you a review of the Patta collaboration with Nike on the Air Max 1 SP Chlorophyll. Today's video is brought to you by Quality. Quality is a Montreal-based streetwear brand, and it's a brand that I've been supporting on my channel for many years now. Recently, they just launched their first few waves of their fall and winter 2024 line, and I have to say this is one of my favorites, if not the favorite seasonal collection they've ever dropped so far. So right now I'm wearing Quality's Terry Fleece jacket, which is super cozy and super warm for the upcoming colder months ahead. And I love how you can either wear it as a sweater or just layer it and wear it as more of a jacket. So if you're looking for either staple pieces or more wearable pieces, they have you covered regardless. So check out their website, their socials, I've linked all of that down below. Support the independent brands and be sure to tell them that you heard about them through me. So this is basically a retro of one of the most sought after and most iconic Air Max 1 collaborations of all time. This is a Nike collaboration with Amsterdam-based boutique Patta, which celebrates the brand's 20th anniversary. So the original Chlorophyll dropped back in 2009 to celebrate the brand's 5th year anniversary, and they brought these back more or less in OG form. So these released on September 13th, and they were exclusively sold through Patta, and they retailed for a price of 160 euros, which is approximately 180 USD or 245 Canadian dollars. The official colorway for this shoe is Chlorophyll and Matte Silver, and these were a pretty tough shoe to obtain. There were a few waves of early access which kind of depleted the stock, so when it came time for the worldwide release, especially in the larger sizes, it sold out pretty much right away. And considering how popular the Air Max 1 is around the world and how much of a cult following it is, that made a lot of people pretty unhappy with how the release went. So it's totally understandable in a current landscape where people aren't really paying resale for shoes as much as they were maybe a couple years back. I've seen a lot of people kind of bite the bullet and pick these up on the secondary market. So first things first, here's a quick look at the packaging. So this comes in this natural brown colored cardboard box, paying homage to the original box from 2009. However, on the top of the lid, printed on, it pays homage to Patta's 20th year anniversary, so you can see here, it goes 2004 to 2024, but it still retains that classic Nike sportswear branding on the bottom. As far as the shoe goes, jumping right into the details, the base layer of the sneaker is constructed out of a white colored mesh. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this chlorophyll or bright green colored denim. And while it's close to the original release, I believe people that own the originals, they mentioned that this retro is a little bit brighter in comparison. Embroidered on the lateral side, we have this green colored mini swoosh, and then covering the eye stay of the sneaker, we have this gray colored canvas-like material, which feels very thick and kind of rough to the touch. Next to this, on the quarter panel, we have a very soft brown colored nubuck, and then covering the top two eyelets, we have more of that gray colored canvas-like material, and the eyelets themselves are constructed out of a green colored TPU. Stitched on top of the quarter panel, we have a green denim swoosh, and then surrounding the top portion of the ankle collar area, we have more of the same white colored mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box. On the bottom of the upper, you'll see how this green colored mudguard extends downwards all the way to the heel, and then on the middle of the heel, we have more of that gray colored canvas-like material, and we have Nike Air branding embroidered across the back in green. As far as the laces go, so this pair comes with two different lace options. The standard lace that they come with and the one that I prefer most are these flat style white laces, but they also come with a green or chlorophyll colored lace as well, if you want to give the shoe a little bit more pop and a little bit more contrast. Beneath this, the tongue is covered in that same white colored mesh, and then on the top of the tongue we have this tag with Air Max and Patta branding done in this chlorophyll green color. The interior liner of the shoe, this is covered in this white colored cloth-like material. And then for the insoles, these come with your standard foam-lined insole, but the top layer is inspired by a 20 euro bill, once again honoring Patta's 20-year anniversary. So the upper of the Air Max 1 sits atop this full-length polyurethane foam midsole, which is entirely painted in white. Encased within this midsole, we have Nike Air technology, and it's visible with this cutaway on the heel, and you can see the Air unit itself is done in that same chlorophyll color. Finally, for the outsole, here's your standard Air Max 1 outsole, and it's constructed out of a mix of chlorophyll, black, and white colored rubber. We have this waffle style traction pattern on the forefoot and Nike Air branding in the middle of the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And in terms of sizing, so my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in my true size 10, and they fit me, but they're definitely a little bit more on the snug side. So I feel like for recent Air Max 1s, I've gone true to size no problems. They fit me very comfortably, even though my feet are a little bit wider. However, for this pair, I don't know if my pair was just a little bit inconsistent, but they felt a little bit more snug all around. I don't know if it's snug enough that I'd want to go up half a size, but everywhere from the middle of the shoe where the laces are to the toe box, it just felt a little bit more cramped all around. So I feel like if you're someone that's kind of in between sizes, I'd probably recommend you go up to the bigger size. So let's say your foot is actually like a 10.75, between a 10.5 and an 11, I'd probably recommend you go to the size 11 for this shoe. But if you have a narrow foot or a normal width foot, I feel like you should be okay going true to size. Because for my pair, it wasn't to the point where it was uncomfortable, just a little bit more snug than a typical Air Max 1 that I've bought in recent months or years. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel like any other Air Max 1, so it's not going to be the most comfortable sneaker out there. Underfoot, it feels pretty firm, there's not too much from a softness standpoint. But for a casual use sneaker, Air Max 1s are going to be perfectly fine, just don't expect anything that's too comfortable. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality I thought was pretty solid. I love the variety of the materials used on the shoe, everything from this green colored denim, this canvas-like material, the super soft nubuck. While you can't really tell from pictures, when you see it up close, you can really appreciate the different details and the different materials that went into this sneaker. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, it wasn't perfect. This is something that's pretty typical with Air Max 1s, but my left foot specifically seemed a little bit crooked in terms of how the panels were lined up. Other than that though, I thought the stitch job was on point. It was pretty much free of glue stains. So again, I hope I got unlucky with my pair, and hopefully for anyone that grabbed this, your pairs don't have that crooked toe box. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss on these chlorophylls, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. To those that never lived through that original release back in '09, or even the years shortly after that, I can understand why you see this shoe as just a green, white, and gray Air Max 1. But like a lot of the legendary collaborations from years past, it's not purely just about the color, it's about the time, the place, the context, and of course how limited that original release was. But like I mentioned from the start, just because of how popular the Air Max 1 is and how much of a cult following it has, I'm not surprised whatsoever seeing the secondary market prices on this pair. This to many people is considered a grail, and especially because of how the '09 pairs probably could crumble at any minute if you try to wear them, it makes sense why people are trying to grab this retro so that they can wear this without feeling any stress for the next 10 years or so. So leave your thoughts down below, let me know what you guys think about this Chlorophyll Air Max 1, and if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on my Instagram as well at esco8, check out my X account at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way. Another shout out goes out to Quality. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video, and I'll catch all of you in my next review.